What up, kids? Timur here. Now, here's my throwback segment where I talk about the films at 10 and 20 this week. All right. The films that of course turn on the big 1-0. We of course got The Words. Now, The Words does star the likes of Bradley Cooper, Zoe Saldana about 2 years before they did Guardians of the Galaxy, so there's that. And it was also directed by Brian Klugman. And here's what the film's about. It's where like the shallow wannabe writer named Rory, played by Bradley Cooper, finds an old manuscript tucked away in this bag. He also decides to pass the work off as his own, which is the book called The Window Tears. Bring Rory, of course, brings Rory great acclaim here until the real author, played by Jeremy Irons, shows up and threatens to destroy Rory's reputation. And you have Clayton Hammond, played by Dennis Quaid, who's this writer whose popular novel The Words seems to mirror Rory's story, leading to a speculation that also that ends up toming in Hammond's autobiography. I mean, you also do have the likes of Olivia Wilde also in this, J.K. Simmons, Michael McCain. It's a little boring, to be honest. It's not so great. I mean, this was actually a film I was really interested at the time. You got Bradley Cooper, you got Zoe Saldana, so I was like, could this be an Oscar contender? Wah, wah. It was not so good. So yeah, I can't really recommend this film at all. All right. Also turning 10, we got The Cold Light of Day, which is a thriller from 2012 that stars Henry Cavill, Bruce Willis, and Sigourney Weaver. And in it, it follows Will, played by Cavill, who finds that his family has been kidnapped by foreign agents who are searching for a briefcase stolen by his father, played by Willis, which forces him to take matters into his own hands to find him. Now, this was one of the few Bruce Willis movies that was really did not hit out the park. You of course had Henry Cavill, who about like a year before he became Superman. So yeah, this was like his first major foray into leading man to Dallas, but it did not go well at all. You had Sigourney Weaver, who's always great, but sad to say this movie was not great at all. It was really boring. The pacing is so great. So, but another film that turns 10 that is actually even better than both films. Uh, oh yeah, I remember 10 years ago this we actually saw Raiders of the Lost Ark in IMAX there. So man, 10 years ago was great. Anyway, also turning 10, we got Bachelorette, which is a film that which is actually a comedy that stars the likes of Kristen Dunst, Leslie Kaplan, Isa Fisher, Rebel Wilson, Adam Scott. Now, this movie was directed by Leslie Headland, who obviously is also directing the upcoming Star Wars series, The Acolyte. Hold on, sorry about that. She's also put out some other stuff as well, like Sleeping with Other People. She directed Russian Doll, so she's done some other really cool movies over there, movies and shows over the past years. Now, if you guys don't know much about the story here, it is a comedy written and directed by Leslie Headland, and it's adapted from her own play of the same name. And it's where and it stars Dunst, Kaplan, and Fisher, who plays these three troubled women who reunite for a wedding of a friend played by Rob Wilson, who is who they ridiculed in high school. And the movie is actually based upon was originally written by Helen's cycle of a Seven Deadly Sins play. So it was a really fun little film. I mean, of course, ever since like Bridesmaids came out, lots of studios trying to get their next bridesmaid in with wedding female based raunchy comedies. And Bachelorette definitely had a bit of a bridesmaids feel to it. But it was a really fun, cute, charming little film. If you guys ever seen that? All right, the film's turning 20 now. We got City by the Sea, which stars Robert De Niro, James Franco, Eliza Dushku, Frances McDormand, and even William Forsythe. And City by the Sea, if you guys don't know, it's where where it deals with the family problems of a wayward youth, and is set against a man trying to break free of his past here. And Saved by the Sea is a really fun like gangster based film. Robert De Niro is great. It's very entertaining. Of course, James Franco, who of course at the same time he did Spider Man in the same year, so he was really cool in this. He actually plays the son to Robert De Niro, which I think is really fun too. So there's that. So yeah, I mean the movie did not really get didn't really get well received. Let me put City by the Sea 2002. I believe it only had like a 40 something percent. Hold on, let me see. See if I see Ryan Mills. Yeah, it only has like a 48%. It was directed by Michael Caine Jones, who did a really cool job with this. I mean, it's not a great film, but it is really entertaining to check out. All right, also turning 20, we got Swimfan, which is about a high school swimming star who finds himself stalked by this teenage seductress after a one night stand here. The plot, of course, draws comparisons to films like Fair Attraction, Play Misty for Me, and Swimfan is really awesome. I mean, it is like I always do like some of these obsession based movies, and Swimfan takes the cake as one of the better ones in the recent years. Had Jesse Bradford, who at the time was coming off of the hit Bring It On. You also had Erica Christensen. Here you had Sherry Appleby, uh, Clayton Crawford, and it was also directed by John Pulser, who did a good job here. It is like very intense, very entertaining throughout. So, yeah, Swim Fan is really cool if you guys have seen it. Anyway, let me let you guys. Which of these films stand out to you the most? The 10-year one is actually Bachelorette because that between Words and Collide Day, that was the better movie I saw that year. And the 20-year one, obviously I'm going to go with Swim Fan. Anyway, drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon signing out.